Can you?
Yame adishie. And
you from Pamachama officer or Boban and Wabas was in the internet no hano, but or one and Wabas into your money time crazy. That's
into train officer no. You be flying him books no. Nafi a biako 538. 538. Oh, you who are tunful. Ja me continue or sorry so. Me yemre na we ye tunful. Cram me for 2 minutes. Okay.
Yehovah tufujame kwantuni osarisu biya na uyetufu kurami utumite Soro Edrian, Yemiku, Sisemeni, Soro Edrian, Yemiku, Sisemeni. Wensu Eni Washenshi Yayami Sensu Fino Manjuma Nim Yami Makwentu Chifutufu Yemahu Dinicha Chifutufu Yemahu Dinicha Semidu Yodansu Isu So you know, Bami Kojuki Naju Ayijo Nabeso
Amen. Yame my train officer Victor no. Mestre saying you be seeing trusty. Nayade Yamiasi, now what you more on ye in ye. The bam born in the homo brow, de aboying you may so, or the abbey shemono or say asada SNRC. Ain't see Yebema, Yama me Gloria, Edunim ka abon paye, Ada Yamiasi. Na fe was stressing Yame, now what you more, and for so a so no on fire, and for so in chain. See my mind, I see Trasina, Auntie Gloria, and your mom pie. I show me a mom pie. Yeneja was true. Yeneja do for pie that was sick. Now what you need you free when you do more wine. Yet I saw it in Queen. Yama a ye. Yejuma edasu crying. O my indeed, bedi, o my dear tea at so. Awurade yɛda wase. Yi wayɛ akamfo wo din. Na wɔtwe mu yiedie ne adɔeɛ a wode adom yɛn. Anka yɛn nsa mfata o, nanso so w'adom no nti woama yɛasɛ bi. Ɔsɛefoɔ no bɔɔ yɛn ho po bebree, nanso w'adom no wosanee ɛkɔde nyinaa. Ɛnyɛ sei na anka ɔsɛefoɔ no ɛrepɛ yɛn. Nanso w'adom mu nti, da ne da nyinaa ɔsɛefoɔ no hyehyɛ a wodwiri gu aseda nka wo din daa. Anwummere yɛda wase akwannya sonko a wode ama yɛn. Sɛ yɛmɛhyia mu na anwummere yɛmɛsua adeɛ. Yɛda wase nea wayɛ ama yɛn. Yɛsrɛ no sɛ abere a yɛwɔ wo nan ase yi, mfonsoɔ adware yɛn, bɔne adware yɛn yɛsrɛ wo. Adehyemogya a wohwie gu wɔ Calvary no, anwummere yɛsrɛ wo fa pepa yɛn ho mmarato nyinaa. Anwummere yɛsrɛ wo hu yɛn mmɔbɔ, na fa yɛn mfonsoɔ kyɛn. Na abere a yɛwɔ w'anim yi no yɛsrɛ wo ma yɛnsɛ bi wɔ w'anim. Anwummere yi nso so w'adom mu, wonam w'akoa so, wode nsɛm a awieeɛ mmere mu ɛbɛboa yɛn wɔ yɛasetena mu wɔ kurom ha sei ɛrebrɛ yɛn. Yɛgyae w'akoa Ɔfisa Victor Boama ɛrehyɛ wo nsa. Anwummere yi sɛdeɛ da ne da nyinaa no, da biara wonam no so kyerɛkyerɛ yɛn no, yɛsrɛ wo anwummere nam w'akoa so kyerɛkyerɛ yɛn. Anwummere yi wɔn a yɛahyia mu wɔ line nso so yɛde yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho ɛrehyɛ wo nsa. Na yɛsrɛ wo sɛ nsɛm a anwummere w'akoa wonam no so bɛkyerɛkyerɛ yɛn no, ɛyɛ nneɛma a asetena mu ɛbɛboa yɛn pɛɛ yie. Nti na yɛsrɛ no sɛ anwummere yi deɛ ɛba yɛn nkyɛn yi, yɛsrɛ wo boa yɛn na aka yɛn ti mu, yɛsrɛ wo boa yɛn. Na ɛduru mmerɛ bi a yɛn nso so wɔ sɛ yɛhia adidi dwuma a yɛde adi ahyɛ wo din anuonyam. Anwummere ka yɛn ho ne hyira yɛn nim sɛ dwumadie nyinaa nkɔ awieeɛ no yɛde aseda ne ayɛ yie ɛbɛma wo. Wei ne yɛsrɛ wo wɔ yɛn Agyenkwa pa Yesu Kristo din mu nti. Amen. Na mema yɛsan ama yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho akɔ aba bio aba yɛkwasiada Queens District dwumadie a anwummere biara program kamakama a nyame nam yɛn mpanimfoɔ so ahyehyɛ de ama yɛn. Nim sɛ kwasiada biara yɛba a yɛyɛ nhyira. Last week, yɛn sister Gertrude, ɔne yɛn hwɛ yɛn health maintenance, sɛdeɛ yɛkɔ yɛ yearly physicals a sɛdeɛ wɔ sɛ yɛbusa questions bebree na afei yɛde nya yɛapɔmuden. Na sɛdeɛ last week ɔkaeɛ no na anka ɛnnɛ ɛwɔ sɛ nka wɔ ne yɛn yɛ health program a ɛno nso so ho hia pɛɛ yie. Nanso no biribi kakra nti no ɛnnɛ ntumi amma so. Nyame yɛ adom a next week yɛ sister Gertrude ɛne yɛn bɛyɛ saa adesua no nti next week yɛsrɛ yɛn sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛmfrɛ adɔfoɔ mmra. Ɛnnɛ dwumadie a yɛdi no nso so no ɛho hia te sɛ deɛ last week yɛdi dwumadie no saa nti ɛnnɛ no yɛwɔ yɛn ankasa yɛn brother, yɛwɔ yɛn ankasa yɛn ba Officer Victor Boama ɔne yɛn ɛkyɛ ɔsɛ police interactions. Ɛtɔ da a yɛnam a yɛhyia police ɔmo gyinagyina yɛn bebree. Yɛnim sɛ adesua yɛ adesua a ɛbɛboa yɛn pɛɛ yie. Nti mpamkyerɛ moma yɛn nyinaa yɛnyɛ aso na afei yɛntie officer na anwummere no yɛwie a yɛbɛbisa nsɛmbisa bebree nti deɛ ɔwɔ biara no twerɛ to hɔ na yɛwie a wɔabisa officer. Pakyerɛ yɛgyae ha ma wo.
Yɛda ase. Pakyerɛ yɛkyerɛ obi a good evening. Pakyerɛ sɛ obi ate me ne deɛ.
Pakyerɛ yɛtew ne.
Pakyerɛ me ɛmɔ mpaeɛ. Awurade ɛdɔ ase da Awurade ɛdɔ ase nɛ woda so me ɛte nkwa. Awurade so asɛfo ɛbɔ ne nyinaa kyɛ na wɔabɔ a ne hyira ne dom yɛ na aba yɛ anya wɔdɔba Yesu Kristo din mu nti. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Pacho, good evening. Into and the Rebecca police interactions, right? But before Mesha Mema, I will take the questions first. Into me take questions first, and then I will speak on them because program where there be questions near more than the can into, which is fine. But I'll take the me-take questions first. And basically, let's start off this way. Now, my take questions. Into Mekai, na me kwa sorry bi na ne program na. Papa bi abrante bi ka say no free Ghana ba, oba Ghana, o free Ghana ba ba kromo anenche na otrika or so no Washington DC na otrika and also police for a pulling over. Now police for pulling over na also no sort of free can and obi in the car gate and no an anti-call police in the car no so any police in the kokasana sub Ghana there police need pull over almost pay chop money for breakfast need dinner and lunch in tina and na okoye until okana sub no BS but na in any brass because na onim se sub there no Ghana no enye na ekromu a ye ne sa right until na on any brass but unfortunately he learned the hard way yanchina to anything like that but police in the kasa say the be free no and the same way so I say right until baby are free with different interaction a krobu on kra police ni echu otimi bowasum for no otimi bowasum na so bitimi aponcho bitimi akeke and etc. But sub-sabi chromanum, a different story, right? See, with that, no, I'll just leave it here. My main questions, and then we'll go into our topic. And Timpacho will be our question, which to me, or me to yourself, not we'll go with there.
Officer, and part yada sibe say waba. Na me busa first question.
No problem.
The beer wo ezete baby. Na arrow no baby arrow no kyerɛ sɛ wo ezete na hwa na wo di like wo nam car bia ni wachi a still I was also lights esi so sɛ wo ezete ana wo nam sa direction sɛ be left na wo fa na sɛ wo nam left na so kwa still I was wo so a light so sɛ wo ezete afa hɔ ana sɛ since wo afa hɔ ne de na ka bia nso ni wachi ne de wa anso light kra enye hwe me das.
Okay. A very good question, right? Ikroma almost free BB sub almost friend road courtesy. Yeah, the country ma penny from betimi aboame. Ikroma bro for almost kind of road courtesy. Betimi the aboy say the country ma.
As a nyansa na se bibisa ade wo se wo hu bi. Something like that.
Okay, okay. A road courtesy nti so road there sub you kind of a kwan nti a kwan a nam so afi courtesy ni na you hear three word no courtesy courtesy
Yeah, for the say
udi uhuni okay courtesy udi uhuni okay all right Pacho waiting me another one for courtesy. Okay. Nti courtesy no opanyin so udi huni. Nti ekwan a onam so road courtesy, right? Nti ekroma most times are accident is right? Ebi asabi o. Minim say me car, me brake light awu, right? Me brake light awu. And I say me light what car nechi no, any animu na wu but me call fita ne boy dinti me jane sa. Na me drive when you na obi, because my light in wunti a shine so to obi a huna or the ball me to. And I say be a me drive so I say sister ya kai me betene right. Me betene right but esa me signal right. But me share me chike be any honum. Inti and answer mean try enkudi right and answer mean signal, right? The proper and the right way is say you always signal even when there's a car not there, and you always drive as if there is a car there, even though second be in on, right? prevention is better than cure, they say. And you always signal. Even so, who's a car and do it, you always signal because that's the law. You have to signal. Also, it thought be a care be a chisa, not car no out of nowhere, no a signal right. Also, Ben and and car the ball. I mean, what turning right, but one signal to Yami and car or the ball to and then it's actually a violation, a kind of failure to signal. I believe say 3 points, right? And failure to signal is a real thing, where you fail so best signal and to call left or turn it left or call right. Even so, or driving now or highway, or changing lanes now, you have to signal, and then you're kind of failure to signal. Internet, even if you don't see a car, you have to signal, and they are part of road courtesy. And please, I think so my answer or question, I'm Patrick Semudawo.
Mpacho I made that sepa.
And that's Patrick. Next person.
Hey, officer, we did Mr. We need him idea. Who can say no make us a music because we have so say close Nyampa. Then say, Bia, who asking Bia, that one can, yes, sir, no, sir, Sakasa say no. Meaning to me a woman, a year Emma, say be a process for a here pass as I say, yeka. Okay, me buy a second idea, yen passes na me knew because then the boo yef, me and say, make a sakwa. Yeah, me fast no income. Any dear more, who bet me and my yen, and she mu be a bit me and ma yatimosier. Emma created the road to Bruce me on near Cassa, yen casse, no. Who bet me a boy cry or say no. It's a movie with us.
Okay, Tiajani, a good question. Police Nibia has a way to. Everybody have a way subject to be addressed, right? Say be a okay. Say I'm in Fanembra ye fee, right? Amamre. Subsub me akra me hu penia me mfre penini ba the first name. And me fan say be a penini de Mr. John Mensah. Na be a Mr. John Mensah the 70, Miss the 20. Me who now me say, hey John Mensah, now how to say? I mean, Mr. John Mensah be looking at me like, na kro mo de and say, if you been no free, you know, all man children and children nyansa. And I say, be a medi 25, me whom I maybe our DC 60 ante Sarah Mensah. Me who na, hey Sarah, now how to say? I mean, ante Sarah be looking at me like, nah. Even though there's no rule and answer law say mean to me and say Sarah, but and then they kind of courtesy and they amamren, right? Into say no, it's not necessary. However, to be more comfortable, and I say officer, right? Into you know, officer. Hey officer, and yet you bet to me I say and answer madam, but I mean it's not you bet to me I can, but the you say veterinary officer, say be a sub call doctor honoma, okay kano, hey doctor, and I saw lawyer honoma, hey lawyer, teacher, see the same thing. Bet to me I can say hey officer. And I said, officer, be a eating Natalie, so until be a bit me, I catch so officer, you mentioned Officer George, Officer Ball, but bit me, I can, officer. Sir, madam, no, you can say it, but just to be professional, Obeka officer, say be I'll call hospital, madam nurse, right? Obeka nurse, same thing. See, there's no way any illegal or any law, but just courtesy. And I say, be officer, hey officer, hey officer. Maybe no can say be crying the first name or something. Any law, but just courtesy, you know, between me a kind of officer. And I hope some answer our question, Nama.
Yeah, me that's it.
And that's it.
Officer Victor.
Pacho, hi. Pacho, me who anybody is fine.
Me pacho me one question. And I mean show pa ne yeah with the me question and say ebia onam na police agina na ebia it could be profiling and I said without any probable cause. What right do we have as a lame person meaning BB about the law no and then I was saying yeah and I said right to be na ebia police in no war say ebia my man searching in your car and I said what kind of conduct are we supposed to be in when being stopped?
A good question. A different. There are so many ways, right? So many ways of with stops. Okay, to me, finally say, onante, onante. Not police, not stop. Or say, hey, you stop, right? Or can't, hey, you stop now. That's a order, right? He's giving you an order for you to stop. Say beyond I'm not say, hey, can I please talk to you? Not you talk to him. He's not giving you an order, right? So and then there's a difference. Jina honom, don't move. Me person no kasa jina ho. That's an order. So only police ne kasa now ufili say bia questions no busa no sabi make sense to you and answer ufili writer. But me akasa officer and patrol, am I free to leave? Officer and patrol, meet me ako. And that's officer, am I being detained? And that's how am I being stopped? Officer, am I free to leave? So Kasa, yes, you're free to leave and you can go, right? Now, when is an order now, you have to abide with the order. Into order now, say be I'm a stopper, right? I'm letting you know, say I'm stopping you, and that's an order. Udranea, Misume, I will chase you, right? Until be a udranea, Miso me through me car to get you, right? Most of the time, a buyer tune for community now, it turns so deadly. Yeah, yeah, be brave. Into Mikasa, I think this was in Minnesota about 2 years ago. I quite don't know African, I think it's no free Libya or something. And or drive over Minnesota. Now the brake light, tail light, and plates name my check and officer and stop on. The officer and stop on, they talking blah blah. After the officer and catch and say, hey, step out your car. When he PA, then he started running. Then officer started to run after him. Officer and chain. So now chain just say they get into a fight because Aquani just wants to run. Sana assault officer and taser. And officer now there's almost they both on the floor, almost then. Onje ni ma so ni taser ni and officer no so eso ni to na or shoot to Aquani and the guy died, right? Into you can be resisting, right? Say yeah, police in the catch will say, hey, mame, and I say, papa, you under arrest. Obu on my subsub will name something be a taffin or no back kind of rights. And now over to for a get harassed now, maybe our crowd for say races, oh na, oh papa, all type of names, right? Mesu blah blah blah. Just kawanitum and just comply, right? Ebia, the one yet the all cues no so why like so deep down why it's fine. Okokota, you figure it out. Judge and any lawyers, they will figure it out. But once cops nikogun sano, don't resist or resist there. A lot of things can happen, and most of the times it does not end well, right? It does not end well. And going back to the beginning of your question, my stoppo, if I stop you, I'm letting you know, say you are being stopped for whatever reason. Now, when I stop you, now you do have rights depending on the situation. Tibia, oh, driver, now my stop. Ebia, okay, and my chicken be as a CIA armed robbery with a gun, right? Into ebia, me need enough information, but me here warrant. Into me, besides say, hey, me to me, I shall okay. O say, oh, I'm pacho, on say, now make us your culture need different, right? Yeah, your culture, and we like to volunteer stuff, right? Nti meka sɛ we see what Florida police need be opulun kɔfo over but you metimi ahwɛ okay ni ɔmo so sɛbsɛbɛ ɔmo yɛ nipa papa of course ɔmo nim sɛ ɔmo nyɛ bɔne bi ahwɛ ni ka nim no puli ɔmo over na ɔno ɔmo kasa saa no ahyɛ that the crack atoka nim anaasɛ ɔde wi atum I say na I just saw this in your car and kɔfo na look confused like me car drugs I don't even do drugs ni atwa ɔmo atum right. Nti, once make us a culture and you're nice, be respectful, you're kind, you're courteous, we like to volunteer stuff. But say, hey, Bia, and then things are different, right? Things are different. If we say S, if Obisa say, hey, Pacho, meet me okay. No, Pacho untimi shit. Obit me Obisa say Aden. Because untimi Pajobia unim so here warrant inti fine to una warrant about all means ubetimi him but some my permission say him they know. Now if I have to of course, but if I don't today I know. Most of the time we volunteer stuff. Oh yeah, for that. But my make mean be no. Sometimes too much is not good. So to answer your question, Penny, it depends what type of stop it is. So I'm stop or I may catch you, so I'm stopping you. And then you have to listen and follow my instructions. Even when I stop you, now be I'm per se, set you maybe I'm who say, hey, do you mind if I meet me the message? Like I'm asking you permission, right? Or say, oh yeah. After I put him grab the message, I share my pocket here, my wallet here. Like why now you volunteer? You volunteering for that, right? But if he like no, I have to, then that's a different thing. See, I think so most of the time the volunteering, your culture, and that's how it is. Adwuma bi enye nipa bia na also ye papa everybody knows that. Except said you always have nkofo bia omunya omoye. And you always want to protect yourself, right? But always be respectful, kind, and etc. But if it's an order, follow the order. If it's not, don't do too much. So, can you just answer our question now?
So, in other words, we are not obliged to consent to any search or to answer questions when we're being stopped by police.
Yeah,
according to the law.
Yeah, and according to the law, right? If I'm stopping you, say, yeah, I make it clear, say this is a stop, right? There's a difference between a stop and I'm asking you for information. So if I'm stopping you, like, hey, Mr. Poe, because of A, B, C, D. More questions, mount. Every crowd know I what committed crime, etc. You don't have to answer me with the law. You don't have to. You can refuse to be silent. You can remain to be silent. You don't have to answer me. That's the law. You can refuse. Meet me up beside because be a obi crap and say, oh, so see quarry papa we no oria me car. Only na my bad, na my me say, hey, oria car no. You can refuse to answer, you can refuse. Law no protects the people, you can refuse. But and then that's is up to the person. But when I'm asking you for information now, I know it's the same thing, you can refuse. But however, there's a difference between say who refusal to answer questions and resisting, because sometimes we get that confused, right? If you say if the officer tell you, say, okay, me detain you, and I say you under arrest, that you can still refuse to answer questions, but you are detained and you're still under arrest until the day you and then when you are under arrest or you detain now, you can still remain silent. You don't have to talk. You be to me, Hakawano Atu.
Thank you, officer.
No problem. Patrobi for a question.
Officer, Pacho, baby, I would do one see. Naka, maybe baby, never say, what baby Kakana, maybe 7 year moon, yes, ye. Say, Ubisa said, and say, Oma will be order. And Pempino, yeah, if I say, what will come no about no bisa, only be a major war. And no, Ubisu was him.
Yes,
Ufa, Ubitmi, Eginano, and I say, Winina. And also bit me business. I didn't know business. Hey, okay. Pure wa was the Bioprono. It's from Found Sabra. Abra on Carbonia, why you didn't say, or person de Adenatons. No, a order.
And then your order.
I say,
that's another because once I make catch me pull you over, right? Me catch say, okay, see free can walk it towards me, found to achieve. That's an order. And it can't be a main order. Order is very simple, right? I'm letting you know, say you have to do this. Order in your option. In Tiabia, my main option, right? Hey, Mr. Charles, would you mind to step out of your car? Right? That's not an order. Besides, opa, person can to me appear if you can. That's not an order. My option. Hey, would you mind to step out of your car, Mr. Charles, for the investigation I'm doing? So no, it's fine. I'd rather stay in. Okay. Now, if I tell you, Mr. Charles, you have to get out the car. I need to, you have to step outside. That's an order. So order, you have to follow it. But once it's not an order, no, it's very simple because, about a bit besides, hey, would you, do you mind? Right? Do you mind if I go through your car? Do you mind if you get out the car for me? And then his options is not an order. But once the order is given, you have to follow that order. But some answer a question I'm out.
I swim to Simika.
Oh, am I? I'm sure.
Well, say, and Pepe, no, you be who you so a police for no man, be a nipana for who, and I say, you can say, say, get the same for Uma, who quite near to true, is here better to look if I'm told Sakra, and I can see you. Now, what go home? Now, why you didn't want to say yes or no, let's say, and no, until no, say, a hono. Ebia na wakɔyɛ te sɛ deɛ wokɛyɛ bia wokɔkyɛ hyia na sɛ wokɔpere wogya wo homa no a ɔmfa nto wo sanka sɛ ɔde ato sɛ ti ebi atena ase wagya wo ho na afei waso sɛ ti wato akyi na wakiri wato wo de na ati wakyi na ate sɛ wobu nsɛm na wopere me sɛ yɛ meya wogye wo ho ɔse wonim yi kikirikikiri na sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ebi nsie na wobɛyɛ din no wobɛde ahunu sɛ wogu wo ho yi aberɛ a wɔma ɔkyaagye biara o ɔnka biribia nkyerɛ wɔ kyɛ sɛ ne sɛ nti ɛna mede adeɛ yi too nsa ɛno ano sɛ wɔma ɔda sɛ ɔnsa berɛ a na mefa nto nsa ɔfisa no ɛnyɛ hu ana biribia nni hɔ a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ɛwɔ ho de akyerɛ sɛ mentie w'asɛm womɔ me kyaagye bia nti bia mefa me ho ma na ka biribi kyerɛ me ansa na mede me sa ma wo no yɛni tumi bi wɔ ho sɛ bi
okay nti with the law, all right, I don't have to tell you, maybe I'm a pull you over, right? Maybe chill. Now, maybe chill, I don't have to tell you, say, all I tell you, say, maybe you're under arrest, but I don't have to tell you the reason right away. I don't have to know I'm protected by law. In Tibia, Obi is an armed robbery, right? And also, if you could shoot to Obi or whatever, not manyaka, the person doesn't know the information I have, right? And I'm not going to tell you, say, oh, you wanted for no. And sometimes because of the safety, depending on ABLB or tool or weapons and etc. You protected, say you don't have to tell them right away. Now, after machono, then you can ask, hey, officer, what did I do, or why am I being arrested or detained? That you can always ask. But no, when you ask, it depending the time. Officer will tell you after everything is situated, this is A, B, and C. This is the reason why. About a tuntun forma is a very editing, right? Editing, because this is a famous thing to see. Well, Staten Island, I could be near a friend Ghana, he was probably like 6'2", almost 400 pounds, big guy. And I auton cigarettes on one airton. And he stores now more no complain. He said, almost lususka because all basto abeton base at $12 or no ton for like $2. And the police say, okay, eja oko in yeah chill oko in or say na de mempre no way mempre me yeah the obey by mempre I'm not going and almost a tosso wrestles he had a heart attack or something so it wasn't worth it, right? Sometimes you need pass okay or you me as show. So you can tell, hey officer, I'm a little nervous because a couple of years ago, maybe she was, I think that she was texting and I saw Kasawa phone or driving and me pulling over, me call in the car and I say, officer, me yam shiminti sub toilet are coming. Me I call bathroom. Every officer is different. I'm so okay, the call bathroom, nebra. Obu on my back answer me found nigun I don't care. And answer Jun Shogun because it is safety, they don't know, and etc. Or be a different how they approach it. But you can at least say, hey, I'm nervous, because said, Mommy being afraid, I see I'm ready. If I forgot the situation it was. Inti me ju on the mouth say, oh, don't shoot me, because me tuntum. Like, no. I mean, me shoot too, but she was afraid, and she felt that she was afraid of and who would TV soon and etc. So sometimes you can respectfully say, hey, I'm nervous. And I say, you know what, officer, I'm not resisting. I'm just a little nervous. My heart is pounding and etc. So, just bear with me and etc. I think that, when you tell the officer, hey, you're nervous and etc. They at least know, so, oh, you're nervous. And you're okay. And I did my back. Another thing here, certain moves, right? Into me, I said, obi on the phone, so now me money take it. Into my call no honor, me say launch the registration. After they did, like, or then they said, baby, like, I'm like, I said, no, man, don't do that. Okay, you lunches now. Say be our lunch is no glove department. Hey, officer, my stuff is here. Is it okay for me to, go get it? And I says in the back and etc. But once you start moving stuff, because I don't know what you have, and it's just safety. We want to make sure so we all safe. And maybe officer, I know so here information in my wallet or can to our book bag name. Is it okay, say meet to me a year amount? And I say be our my glove department patch. Is it okay, say meet to me a BA number year and etc. I hope some to me answer our question number.
And
Officer, me pacho, yeah,
Mhm.
that's ne inchesha we church. Na me fan is that ebia wonam na officer no agina wo na eho ebia eho yesum, right? Na usro eho nye save wutimi no kese obisa question wutimi ya no ho meanwhile usro ebia eho nye save mawa wo bibia obetimi akana.
I think a very, very good question. See, a couple of years ago, we see Virginia. Nipakoni a military US Army, and on way between a personal car and police need pulling over into our highway. So the police now on the sirens, a police aquani over aquani engine, and no answer or call. Of course, things are aquani call for 1 mile. and I'll pull you over to gas station. Right? I'll pull you over. Ankoye, right? But akwane me na you say, oh, misro because na how you tum. Emrano is nowhere Emrane Kasebia semi pull you over a car like reasonable. Say be a mimi pull you over be a 300 yards and after 300 feet, right? You can use your hazard light, your hazard light as a triangle, you be a wall car no. So you can press the hazard light. Say be honum you to know who she are. To me, I press so hazard lighting because hazard lighting 4 blinkers ever blink it, right? And then you slow down, and then baby, I feel say you're safe, you pull over as soon as possible. Obi onum kra one the nipa bi mu here and say police need pulling over about could be mommy be near Florida and know how you 20 mommy ni sanyem and she didn't feel safe. See, mommy friend 911, right? Hey, police, hey, pulling me over. This is where I am, but me feel safe because I you to and I'm in him. That's why I'm not pulling over, but me pull you over the next baby I'm who light, Into 911 operator no so okay fine. That 911 operator no so I come back to police officer no to the radio. Into at least the police knew who so okay, this is why I'm many a delay, but we pull over the next they be feel safe. Into and then there's in American is different ways of doing it. Bet me you sue or hazard lights. And I say you bet me I there my many and she will call 911. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting pulled over, but right now I feel unsafe, meaning how you tune. Me pull over the next baby, I'm who light, and then the 911 operator, gave that to the dispatcher. So, after that, the cop knew, said, that was what it is. Into is that was another way of doing that. But if you want to we all say, okay, me call like 5 miles. Because that's not going to work. And I make kind of say, it has to be reasonable, right? May cut 10 miles until I feel safe. And I said, it has to be reasonable. And I hope some me answer our question.
Pachuan made us be brave.
And that's it. Pachu people from
Officer Pachu me a question.
yeah.
I said, say, yes, I want my highway so maybe a car say, sir, a crown so be uncle 65 miles per hour. Maybe I'm the car in I could be a 90, 80. Yes, over 4 cars and no more corner and be like cars in the doors from Namoko. Yes, or no more sir. Miles no more so slow. 65 from me.
And to Pachu question here, speed limit in the car 65. And Obia won't sa nifa ne on sabenkum so 90.
Obia could be 80 and 90. Cars in the side or moko. So before the one as I will slow down.
Okay. Okay. So a highway so right. We have also most highway 3 lanes, right? It be one my 4, but mostly 3. Enti Pacho unim subsub unim the middle lane. What is the middle lane called? Pacho unim.
Middle lane actually say I was so slow down kakra.
Okay, excellent. To middle lane no sabi yeah drive what? Follow middle lane ni buses and bus trucks and sabi senior citizens no. Because the speed limit in 55 kilometers almost 40. So the middle lane, right? The middle lane. Now, left lane. Left lane in there, fast lane, right? To fast lane there, speed limit in 55, but no, I don't want to do fast. Me content. Then you stay on the fast lane. And now right in it there, speed limit in here, me say 55, but me stay at least 5 or 10 miles over it and I say below it, then that's that. Now, So speed limit, and whatever the speed limit says, you have to abide by that, right? That's the speed limit. Say be a caught 90, and you feel so okay. Well, be a caught 90 means maybe me name kakra, and then that's up to you. You can choose to do that. But so if you get pulled over, now I say, oh, hey officer, be a caught 90 to me caught 90, and it's not going to fly. You're still going to get a ticket. Right? Because and then your excuse because you knew the law, you knew Emrano, you just decided to do what you wanted to do. And there, so it's not going to be an excuse. Say, oh, officer, Obi a 19, then now pulling me over and etc. And that's not going to work as an excuse.
Okay, me patch me that's it.
Oh, and that's it, auntie. Patch over for a question.
Hey. My question here now, Miss me Bahubia. It's just as a man here see. Can you say?
Out here say Oti as answer na on pay cool.
And you're not working. Nah,
Yeah, it's also it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Until the say
unity. And they say, then to read your doors. Maybe at 55. Na cars meaning that was the 70. There's a traffic, a limit in the quite them to know. Meaning that was we will be do what you would do be a cost book 70. Into so case o me 55 into me nkwa no me twetwe akọ 55 abra a flow na unsan obi ho bi so unsan wo na yi na yi bom be ye cost me say into no nkwa be kase o mi de me 55 into no me twetwe akọ 55 na no no e ba sa ye nka say wo ya ma accident yes enam say e flow no na nkwa wo delay no o ya ma
well, it's only there, that's why you use the middle lane.
Middle lane cost 70 and I make it.
Okay, until be all the lanes is speedy.
Lane a flow a bro 50 no 55. Into no kwa beka say we beko 55 say the work no. And now we be jama line na flow. E ho kakra na.
Okay, into on say Memphis says speed limit near 55, right? You can go over 5 miles per hour over that, right? Into 55, you can do 60. Ujuru over 10 now. O pass it, okay, into Memphis says speed limit near 70. O pass it 5 for now. You're on your own. Into you always have a 5 or 5. Into they say New York City, right? They say New York City, they speed cameras. I got all over New York City, right? And see, Memphis says speed camera and the catcher says the speed limit is 25, right? Oko 30 speed camera and the end track is not going to go because 5 miles over. After anything after 5 miles, you good to go. A bit travel, right? So the same thing, right? And to find speed limit near 55. Me go 60, officer is not going to give you a ticket for going 60. That's 5 miles over. You good. Anything over 5 miles, is the same thing with the New York City speeding cameras. Anything over 5 in there, you on your own. Now, the higher it goes, the more points. In Tibia, speed limit near 55, or the Uko 80. That's over. I mean, you're good with math, but that's over what 10, 15, whatever it is, miles per hour, and etc. See, yeah, internet there, you always have a 5 miles grace period, 5 miles per hour grace period of whatever the speed limit is. Until a 70, I'll bet me I could 75. A 60, I'll bet me I could 65. A 55, I'll bet me I could 50. A 55, I'll bet me I could 60. 50, I'll bet me I could 55. Anything over in there, a fair game.
Me that's Matthias. Me just say bia say a camera and our home a control. The policeman it is a 5 miles now. A camera no.
Yeah. The camera never fast.
Medasi.
And at the same thing, say, oh, over 5, and now police no stop. Why? Fair game.
Medasi.
Patrick, before a question. Okay. Into some Patrick, be a for any question now. The thing I want to talk about is encouraging Mano to go into law enforcement, right? Into I know say parent be a sub mommy be a and I papa be a percent or percent ba, you know, they want to protect Omoba, right? Every parent wants the best for Omoba. When it comes to law enforcement, and especially about a tuntun for they're interested, say, about going to law enforcement. And some of the reasons they are legit, and yet ABI they're making it up is very legit. But sometimes, you know, the benefits, right? Sometimes the benefits, into New York State, for example, New York State, your friend county near friend of Suffolk County and no Long Island, right? Suffolk County, no, a regular police officer, or my signing new contract, a regular police officer will base pay $175,000, right? 175. And your base pay to overtime, any other bonuses, no, you can make over $200,000 a year, right? And so now pension, so you half. And to me, find so that your regular police officer now make it $200,000 a year. Or pension you half, and to half of 200 a year, $100,000. Ube make $100,000 or retire, I'll be making $100,000 until so be. And I said, no, to me, are passing it down to your family, right? Also health benefits, health insurance, medical, all of that. Intimate car before and I'm in police, I'm a Juma or YMCA. Even YMCA, no back then I think it's a health insurance and I used to pay in. And I think every pay period, every paycheck, I was paying $100 and something, almost $200. There if I'm in Kwan. Even now, my wife named me back every 2 weeks. I think I only pay like $4 for health insurance. That's how much I'm paying into $4 with the city. Also, city know a lot of great benefits. I'm afraid we beat the fair comp. The fair compensation here, ABI okay, city me paycheck ABI every 2 weeks. I may make it $2,000. But city every 2 weeks be out there for 5% of that. Fund invest the money. 5% in the city, Ebema return rate over 20%, which is unheard of, right? Into is so many benefits. Ebi kura sabi ebi alko eduma no alko eduma or family now will be covered. Where you're talking about over a couple of millions of dollars, right? Of course, eduma is it stressful? Of course, definitely very stressful. Also coincide as well. You have different different stuff. And your police in Libya, police who go on to office, everyone call patrol. So is multitudes of stuff I be to me I then I one thing I me finding out which I knew I wish I knew earlier near. Me now for me police be a military, right? Into almost call military, no almost call reserve, right? Into military, no 2 years now. So almost tofia, right? Omunya loan, VA loan now is zero down, no closing, nothing. To me, if I say be as say I'm if you need $500,000, right? And 500,000, minimum how much I almost to down. I think say 8% and answer 10%. Into 500,000, if I say 10% of that, it be a cash in the honor. But just because you call military for 2 years, be no, and you full-time reserve, no, untria. All of these benefits, benefits people are using it to their fullest. And we always encourage people, and especially who call law enforcement, so most of the time, you don't need a bachelor's degree. Sometimes you just need college credits, not the degree. Most of it, no, frowned upon. You encourage your man to go into these fields, especially with loans. Or military, loans, no, they will take care of it, all of it for you. Sometimes we have to make the system work for us. You have to make it work. And there is different, and law enforcement is so big, or FBI, or corrections, or court officers. I mean, it is so big and so vast. But most of the time, no, you encourage your money to go into these fields. And most of law enforcement, they making money. They are making money, and obuanum crowd co school when the masters or say sebe now police officer and as a correction officer and as a court officer making more sika at the end of the day. So vacation every year bionya a month free of vacation, or your reswa, or your unlimited, or with me I call it sick. All these benefits, but sebe you're fully comfortable. We're comfortable at what we know. Obi on the man, sub free Ghana bad the best way no adwuma we no yeah. That's all they know. Hey, okay, and yeah, and I'm not saying this to maybe I may bash you, I'm just saying. Maybe I do no man say be LP and also home care route, home health aid. Oh, okay, and they're small course, blah blah. And then that's what they know, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but outside of what you know, this one is, more stuff you'll be amazed, like, wow, where Sika say peace of mind, all of that. And so I always encourage Pennyfono, especially with Yamano, to look into the law enforcement world. Law enforcement has tremendous, when I say tremendous benefits. Of course, there's also effects, and you might be so near home, but the good not always outweighs the bad. We always encourage, especially here for Africa, to get into these fields, and also make a difference. Especially me, say be sometimes obi, be or whatever it is. We say they feel more comfortable, because that often be a change, but yeah, I am because money is too risky. But yes, Christopher, we believe in Yankopon. There's a time for everything. Bible time I what time I see a slow road there. I mean, that's not the excuse to say be Yanko into law enforcement. I don't want to talk a lot into Medibesi Hano. So be what any other last questions that I can take them now.
Officer, yadasi bebre. Na me pacho me question is say age ben na wudra want me call law enforcement wudru up to what age?
Every agency need different. Every agency need different, but I think so most agencies, after your late 30s into anywhere after 33, 36, usually 33, 36 near cut off. Mostly like after 35, 36 near cut off age and I want to me anchor. And also with child law enforcement, all you do is no answer basically control test. And for example, say New York City, so also call your police officer, also call your correction officer, also call your court officer. No answer, call your test. All your test now pass. Yeah, you have to be 21. 21. Obey to me, I try testing before you 21, but you have to be 21 before so call academy. For whatever agency it is. One agency, because people feel like, oh, police, I don't feel safe. But correction officers say corrections officers make so much. You're talking about corrections officers making over $200,000, over $230,000 as being a correction officer. Or pension so you have. It's just do the math. Also to me retire after 22 years. The new contract bear 25 years. And basically, over retirement funds all share Jumana. So what the 25? I mean, what the 21? Over Juma sa Osha say what the 21 to Juma for the next 25 years. May you go with math, but basically over retire into your 40s or your early 50s. Now, or retire swap, you making over $100,000 for the rest of your life, right? On your OPA, you don't have to work again. Also about healthcare or healthcare, and it will cover you and your family, all of that. And these are benefits that is unheard of. They take advantage of this, especially even firefighter. Firefighter is the same thing. To say not first near almost but to say even Spanish for no crowd also say more for they get into these fields because the benefits not it outweighs everything. And then if you really want to make a change as well, you get in there. Of course, you're not going to make a change overnight, but you can make a difference. It's adding, but with God, all things are possible too. And there we always encourage that we will go into the law enforcement world. Parents be up sending by a lawyer, doctor, nurse, all of that. But when it comes to law enforcement, they don't say anything. Even court officers are making over $150,000 a year or more vacation. Parents, let's young law enforcement and say a metrim. Trust me, it helps out, especially even now. Most people and crowd school, upstate say a car them. You don't even need a degree. Makasa baby, I don't want to talk a lot. Say yes, I say about so 5, I think it's 5:10. I was given back an extra 10 minutes until I have 2 more minutes. Until Pachobu, any other questions and answer contributions or concerns? Okay, another thing I make a very be defer camp, right? Defer conversation sitting in a discount amount. And to me, Mikasa, when I used to be at the YMCA, and they used to be a yearly salary. In fact, it would be a yearly salary of 50,000. YMCA also okay, fine, 50,000. Yeah, but now 8%, 8% in a year, bay invest the amount, or quite near the amount, right? That's what most private sector do. When it comes to the government now, the return rate is 20%. And also additional to your pension, no. Into you the fine or pension, no OJ. Me find it's okay. NYPD say regular police officer, you make 100,000, right? Into 100,000, half of that you 50. Into the OJ 50, and then there's other bonuses to our Ubenya. After that, no, so all invest, all my city neighbor, so city from 5%, 10%, 15. That's additional, right? Of additional to a pensioner you can also do, and also health insurance. I say health insurance, I buy it very much. It's very competitive. I buy it. With the city you pick, it go on my me a $2, $1, $3 for health insurance. That's it. It will be covered for you and your family. These are tremendous benefits. For to saying and in Africa for to saying we have to encourage young to also get into these fields. It will benefit us a lot. It will benefit us a bit in the long term. I'm about 10 minutes late. So about 6:10, which I gave the 10 minutes back. Pacho, I'll turn it over to Penny for me.
Isabwa nyame insha bebree yɛda ase enyimre nim dia nyame na moso dia maye no yemi agipe yi yɛda ase nyame insha wo ne obusua adɔfo anwummere nso so yɛbaa line so nyame nhyira yɛ nyinaa yɛnim sɛ anwummere no yɛayɛ nhyira nyame nam officer so de nimdeɛ kɛseɛ ama yɛn na yɛnim sɛ yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma yɛhyia police anaasɛ wɔgyina yɛ a yɛbɛhu kwan yɛbɛfa so a yɛne wɔn nkitahodie no ɛbɛkɔ so na aboa yɛn afei nso so yɛda Yonkodo radio Yonkodo TV ase bɛsɛ dɛ anwummere biara no your program or they call other platforms so am I YouTube any other platform I hold so Yamin Shram Media Moody and my affair Kayan say maybe Adam for be and me and and you may program of it me I call Yonkodoradio TV or YouTube now a park share. Other form said the yeji kind or your kind and then I was saying ka your sister Gertrude any shianaka or health talk yeah the my very important but now so no now was saying you may officer one my any share a didn't get a CC and my tinyame adoma next week yes sister Gertrude ebeba na fe the woman or the amai yen free enough for any abusian for na a book with 5 to 6 in share a lie so nyame shine na say and you may nyada je by officer Sunyami in Shell. See a briar corner, the best shall say, would ye na be shingamin sa now for you was saying Uncle Bambo, Eddie Amaina, Yamin Shayna, amen.
Patrol there does be a sassy, a donor sassy, you wish you do need be in terror, there sasa wa share so. No, who your mobile, ni shrine, a domi and I buy and yaw by yes Christian, amen.
Amen. See, Yamema, Yedi, Yamain, and I am home, Miss.
Identity when
Oh, I shall.
Amen.
Amen.